Hi, welcome to Quilting with Lori. My name is Lori Dickman. Today I have another great scrappy block for you. This is the third scrappy block that I've given to you this year in 2026. Hope you've watched the others. I'll link the videos below for you. But these videos are of scrappy blocks that I design where you can use your scrap stash and make some beautiful quilts. This particular design started out as on a little piece of paper as a sketch. I love to be able to sketch up new ideas, and I'm always putting together new things. So hopefully you like this one. So here is a quick peek of it, and I've put mine together in a small little quilt. We often have a lot of 4-patch, 9-patch, 16-patch blocks laying around, lots of orphans that we've created, and they're just kind of stacking up or piling up in our studio. And so I want to show you how you can actually use them and create something beautiful. So in this, you'll see there is a 9-patch here, but every single 9-patch is surrounded by a beautiful sashing, but it's a unique sashing that's been snowballed. And then of course, some dark corners here. So I'm gonna share with you how to go ahead and put this together. It's so easy, so fast, you'll love it. Simply grab your stash of 2.5-inch squares. My 9 patches are made with 2.5-inch squares. Grab your stash of 2.5-inch strips. You're going to need those strips for those sashes that we're going to snowball. And we're going to snowball those sashes using our 1.5-inch squares. So grab those from your stash and let's get to work on this quilt project. I brought you down to the tabletop here. Here is my quilt that I finished. And I've mentioned before, and for those of you who might be new to my channel, I am no longer making larger quilts unless it's my block of the month quilt that I'm doing, or if it's a quilt for a workshop that I'm going to be teaching. I have so many. I literally have a couple hundred quilts in my home, and I can't be making any large ones. So when I do make a quilt, I like to just design them into small wall quilts that I can hang. I've got a couple of spots in my home upstairs where I can switch out my quilts. This 26-inch size works beautifully in my kitchen dining area. So that's where this one is going to go. I've simply got 4 9 patches. They're all sashed. I have 1.5-inch border here and a 3.5-inch border here that I've put on here. So that's how I've done this, and that's why it's a small one. But to make each of these, the 9 patches are very easy. So here is a 9 patch right there. You need 4 of the lights. So I've got 4 of the lights in the outside corners of the 9 patch. You need 4 of the darks or the mediums or whatever you choose here. Mine are kind of medium. You could go dark, whatever you choose to do. You can change out your values where I might have a dark, you might want to go light or medium. It's totally up to you. Have fun with the values and change them out. But these are kind of mediums. This is a real dark in the center. And then for my sashing, I've got 6.5-inch subcuts of the 2.5-inch wide strips. So we've got sashing here. And the ends of each of these sashing, we're going to snowball with these little 1.5-inch squares. And we're simply going to lay them right sides together on the corners, draw a line if you need to. I didn't draw lines because it's such a short distance that I simply sewed from corner to corner, and then you can trim that off. The end pieces are so tiny that they actually work best just to maybe put in pillow stuffing. They're just too small to put in my crumb stash. And then you're going to press each of them out and then put the next one on. And we're going to snowball each and every corner of the sashing. And so that's how we've created each of these sashings. And what you'll notice here is there's a beautiful star right there. And then had I continued adding 9 patches all the way around the outside edge, my stars would have shown all the way around. So as you make this quilt larger and larger, those stars continue all the way throughout the quilt. So I've called this Starlight Starbright. And have fun with your values and how you want to put it together. Now, I think all of you know how to put together a 9 patch. When I put my 9 patches together, what I like to do, let me show you that real quick. So when I put my 9 patches together, I like to lay this out right next to my sewing machine so that I have it right beside me. And then I'm going to start in the upper left-hand corner. And for you, that would be here. For me, it's on the opposite side. But I would start in the upper left-hand corner. I would flip column 1 onto column 2, start sewing here, flip this over here, continue sewing, flip this over here, continue sewing. That allows all of this to be webbed together. There's a seam allowance that continues all the way down, and that has caught it all together, so it's webbed together, it's connected. And then you can flip it back open, pretend this is sewn. And then what you're going to do is flip that whole thing over, and this section is going to be laying on top of this. This is going to be laying on top of that. That's going to be laying on top of that. And you're going to do the same thing. You're going to sew all the way down. And now you've got the columns already webbed together. And then all you have to do is sew this row here to that row 1 to row 2 and row 2 to row 3. And you're done. The block is done. Then you can get the seams pressed. I tried to press all of my seams throughout the quilt to the dark whenever possible. All right, so I have sewn column 1 to column 2. So it's ready to go. It's all connected. It's webbed together. I call that webbing the block. Now I'm going to take this back over to my machine, and I'm simply going to flip it over, and I'm going to start sewing here and sew that together. Let me get this laid out here properly. These will get sewn together, and this one will get sewn together. So then I'm sewing column 2 to column 3, and they'll be webbed together. Let me do that, and I'll bring it back. I have finger pressed, so on the top here I finger pressed it so that the seams are finger pressed toward the dark, and these are pressed to the outside, and these are pressed to the dark. So I've got it column 1, 2, and 3 are all sewn together. They're webbed. Now all I need to do is nest my seams and sew the rest of my 9 patch together. All right, the 9 patch is ready. And now we're going to start on this sash piece right here. Again, it's 2.5 inches wide, 6.5 inches long. And I am simply going to take it to the sewing machine and stitch from corner to corner. I will press that, cut off the excess here, press it open. Once that's pressed open, then I will lay this one on here, right sides together. Again, stitch from corner to corner, press it open, and get rid of the excess. I'll sew these first 2, and I'll bring it back so you can see how that's done. All right, I've snowballed 2 of the corners right now, and I like to just finger press, but we're going to trim away that excess back here. So you need to keep a 1/4 inch seam allowance, or close to that. That is going to be a pet pillow stuffing because it's just too tiny to even use in my crumb basket. So I'm just going to put that in for pet pillow stuffing. And so those are ready to go. Now we're going to do the last 2 sides here. We're going to lay that just like that. Sew from corner to corner. Lay this here. Sew from corner to corner, and we'll do the same process. I'll finish sewing, and I'll bring it back up here. All right, this side is snowballed, and you want to make sure you've got that 1/4 inch right there on the tip, because you don't want to lose that tip. And now I still have to trim up this one right here. All right, now I've got all 4 of the snowballs trimmed. I'm going to go take that and press it, and then it is a 6.5 inch length, so it fits on the 6.5 inch 9 patch. Let me go do some pressing. I'll be back. So let me show you how I put this together. I made rows of just the 9 patches with sashing, and I made rows with cornerstones and sashing, So that's how you're going to put it together, depending on the size that you want for your quilt. In my case, obviously, it's very short. There's just 2 rows that contain the 9 patches with the sashing, and then there are 3 rows, top, middle, and bottom. I guess for you, it's just the reverse. This would be the top, middle, and bottom for you. But they contain the sashing and the cornerstones. So simple to put together. It looks a little bit more complicated, but it really isn't. It is just so simple. So just go ahead and start creating your rows. Make them as large as you want. This is a great stash buster. If you have a lot of 2.5 inch squares and strips and 1.5 inch squares, this is a fabulous quilt to use up your stash and make something beautiful. And then once it's finished, I always wait until the center of my quilt is finished. Then I audition fabrics for my border. The reason that I like to wait to pull border fabric is because typically, if I pull a border fabric prior to finishing the center of a scrappy quilt, that border fabric just never does quite make it. It just doesn't really fit the quilt. So I recommend that you finish the center of your quilt and then identify what border fabrics. Just go through your stash and start auditioning things and just lay out strips of the lights and the different colors and see what works beautifully with your particular scraps that you have in the center. And for this one, I tried reds, I tried greens. I ended up with this blue. This is a beautiful deep blue that has sewing things. There's thread and just different sewing notions that's on this deep blue fabric. And it really works beautifully. It worked the best, I felt, of all of the fabrics that I pulled and auditioned. So that's just my recommendation to you when you're doing scrappy centers for quilts. Audition your fabrics after the center is finished. For those of you who are not familiar with my speedy solutions to cut and organize your scrap stash, this is my book set. This smaller book here is my techniques book. This is the corresponding patterns book. Between the two books, you do get a total of 17 patterns that you can use your scrap stash to make beautiful quilts. And I love being able to use my scraps, and I love being able to make something beautiful with them. Not necessarily just quilts. You can make garments. I do all sorts of things with my scrap stash. If you've seen any of my lectures or my videos, you'll see that. There is a corresponding video that goes along with my techniques book that's linked in the description box. If you haven't seen that, please take some time and go through that. It really will help you get your scrap stash cut, sorted, organized, and ready to use. It'll give you some great ideas and inspire you to get that accomplished. And all of my scraps I have stored in either these kind of containers or larger containers or in dresser where I can keep the larger pieces as well. But everything is cut and sorted and ready to go. So when I want to make a quilt, all I need to go to the sizes that I want and get the values that I want, light, medium, and dark, and just have fun. So I just want to thank you so much for stopping by today. I hope I'll see many of you at Paducah. I'll be teaching 3 different workshops in Paducah this year in April. So check that out. Go to the American Quilters Society page website. You can start enrolling right now. If you're a member, you're able to enroll right now. If you're not a member, you can start enrolling. I believe it's the 20th of January. But there's some great classes out there. I hope to see you there. Also, I'll be teaching on a quilt cruise with Stitch and Haven Travel. We're going to the Western Caribbean on March 1st through the 8th. You can check that out. I'll link some information below. I will also be teaching a sewcation in North Charleston, South Carolina. And again, that's with Stitch and Haven Travel. And I hope to see many of you there. That will be the first week of May. So much is going on this year, and I can't wait to meet many of you in person. Thank you so much again for stopping by my channel today, for watching. Let me know if you plan to make this. If you've got a lot of 9 patches in your stash that you want to get used up in a beautiful scrappy quilt. Hope to hear from you. Don't forget to comment. Please like and subscribe also if you haven't already subscribed. That really does help the channel to get out to other quilters just like yourself. Thank you so much and have a blessed day.